Welcome back to The Picture Show. I'm your host, Adam Stampley, and with me today we have Sydney Parker, and we'll be discussing the Netflix original Velvet Buzzsaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Rene Russo. Let's take a look at the trailer.
It's clean.
Critique is so limiting and emotionally draining. I'm hoping you find something to explain what's happening.
Which one's better, 1 or 2? Better, worse, no different.
No different.
I'm quite curious to know what you think.
I think sober hasn't been good for him.
Pierce was in the full bloom of alcoholism here.
Exactly.
Never should have quit drinking.
No originality. No courage. My opinion.
I can't save you.
I found something.
Who did these? They're mesmeric.
A guy upstairs, he died.
And you just took them.
He had no family or friends.
I can make you rich.
It's brilliant.
Demand has people ready to kill.
Have you ever heard of an artist named Ventral D's?
No, not in our records, and we have everyone.
The artist used blood to create the reddish blacks.
You ever notice anything about this painting? You look at it long enough, it moves.
As I research these, I'm starting to think there's a disgust for the world of money.
I spent decades in a psychiatric hospital for the criminally insane.
There is some sort of power. Some spirit. It's connected to his art. Something truly strange is going on!
This is a slaughterhouse.
Are you aware that Dees asked that all his art be destroyed?
Help! Get rid of it. Box it all.
I can't save you.
People thought she was part of an exhibit. We're trending on Instagram. It's a major hit.
All right, well, that was the trailer for Velvet Buzzsaw. It was directed by Dan Gilroy, who also wrote and did Nightcrawler. He wrote Kong Skull Island and The Bourne Legacy.
I love Kong.
So this is somebody that knows what they're doing. They know how to make great films. Personally, I did not like this movie.
I loved it.
What did you like about it?
I love the cast, number one. When I saw like everybody that was in there, I love Jake Gyllenhaal, obviously, but I love John Malkovich so much. Even though his part wasn't that big, I was just happy he was in there.
He had the deepest part.
Yeah.
Like, he had a really cool
him.
character.
And I love Toni Collette's character, just because I love her as an actress, period.
I love Toni Collette.
And I know you didn't like Josephine, but I liked her acting. I'd never seen her in anything else. I thought she was really good at it. Like, her facial expressions I liked them a lot.
I liked her acting a lot, especially once she first saw the paintings and she became kind of mesmerized by them. I loved her acting. The character, however,
she did get kind of annoying at the end.
Oh my gosh, her character was the most annoying person ever.
I will give you that.
I did like the opening credits.
Yes.
Like the way it opened.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Definitely.
I thought it was going to be very Hitchcockian, especially with the opening. I was like, but then for me, the movie just kind of falls flat.
Really?
Like when you watch the trailer, they kind of show the best bits and they make it seem like it's going to be so exciting and so deep. And then you watch it and it kind of plays out as like a teen horror movie.
Yeah.
Like it's cheesy at some points.
I was really interested in it. Like, it really got me, like captured me. I liked it.
I just feel like with the runtime, which is an hour and 53 minutes, they could have definitely explained a lot more. They waste a lot of time on like witty character lines and like style over substance, in my opinion. And I feel like they could have used that time to explain more about the artist, why he did them, why he wants them destroyed if he's the one that made them.
Yeah, they could have done more character development, definitely.
Definitely. Also, like, it looks really nice. It was very professionally made.
Yeah.
All of Netflix's original movies are made very well.
I love that it was mostly in the art exhibit. I love that. I love, the scene where Rene Russo's character goes in and it's like the family, and then it pans up. I thought that was like my favorite part of the whole movie.
Right.
It was just really like well done in that way.
So let's talk more about the characters. So Jake Gyllenhaal plays Morph, who's kind of, I would describe him as kind of like an Andy Warhol type art critic.
He definitely did a good job playing the character for sure.
He was probably my favorite part acting wise. Where I kind of disconnect with it is that I felt like he was acting very well in a movie where no one else was really acting. Yeah. Kind of more reacting.
He was like definitely.
He was like pushing the plot along.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of ends. His character dies pretty like suddenly and out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, I thought we were following.
I definitely thought he was going to go like more to the end. I thought he was going to be
not
like
Redora, who up until this point was just kind of like there in the background.
Yeah, I did like her character though. She was. I
did like her. I was kind of upset that she died at the very end with her tattoo coming to life and cutting off her head. Yeah. I was like, okay. Well,
and I also like. I get that Velvet Buzzsaw was the name of her band back in the day, but I don't know why is that the title. That's my main problem.
What was the?
Although I do love it, like it's a catchy title, like it's cool, but like.
But the story's not really about her.
Yeah.
Or her past.
Yeah.
Like she did.
And I thought we were going to go more into her past, which I was
why
upset
she
about.
went from this band to the greedy dragon lady that she is now.
Yeah, they're all so mean to each other in that movie. They're very cutthroat. Like it would surprise me, but yeah, I thought it was good.
I did.
I also loved Coco.
Yes.
Is it Natalie or is it Natalia?
I think it's Natalia Dyer.
I love her. She's
from
so
Stranger
adorable.
Things.
Yeah, she's a really good actress. I love that it was her that kept stumbling upon all the dead bodies.
I know, and she kept freaking out. And then I think like at the last one when she found Morph's character, she was kind of like, again, like I'm the person that always does
I guess we
this.
should explain how they die.
Yes. Okay, so basically in the movie, Josephine's character finds a dead guy in her apartment complex, and she reports him to the police, and they take him away, and she finds herself into his apartment because she was following a cat.
Yeah.
And she finds his apartment full of paintings, and she's immediately like entranced by these paintings. And so she kind of takes ownership of them and gives it to Redora, which is her boss at this art exhibit, and she's like, these are my paintings, I'm going to make a profit, like, let's sell them out.
And Redora, like...
And Redora's like, okay.
She's like, you need my help.
Yeah, she was kind of like,
talks
you
her
can do
into
this
it
without
really
me.
well. While I was listening to her, I was like, she's really smooth.
Renee Russo's character lines are really well executed and well written.
Yeah, definitely.
But then, like, I liked Redora and I liked Morph. Everyone else, I'm kind of...
Yeah.
It's kind of whatever.
They were okay.
I really thought Natalia was going to be a bigger role because she happens to always be the secretary or like the assistant of whoever's dying.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I thought maybe it was like his daughter, because they kind of, you never find out Coco's last name, so that's something they could have hidden until the end.
Yeah.
That they say her full name as she's driving away with the cat, and you're like, it was her daughter. She's the one who like brought the spirits in instead of placing the blame on the paintings themselves. And Redora's character even says, "What? There's a ghost in these paintings killing us," and I was kind of like. That sums up this whole movie.
The death scenes were so good, in my opinion. I loved the scene. I don't even remember his name.
The first guy?
Yeah, the first guy who died in the car.
Yeah.
I could, like, feel the fire on me. I thought it was so good.
Right.
But, yeah.
The deaths were cool. I liked that one, and I really liked the next one with John Dondon, who's this other artist guy.
I didn't like his character
when he got pulled up into the roof, it reminded me very of, like, classic horror, like Halloween and like Black Christmas, like how they were killed off screen, but still very brutal. I loved it. I thought it was so interesting. So now we're going to go to a break and we're going to take a look at our Netflix and DVD picks. And when we get back, we'll just talk more about Netflix in general and what are some things that we liked and disliked. Stay tuned.
I teach a wide variety of things, including film editing, directing, documentary making, lighting. I fell in love with art as a young child, and it's just always something that has stuck with me.
You know, I love the whole process of going on set, going back into the editing room, telling a story. That's what I really love about film.
I got laid off from my job, and I figured this was the perfect opportunity to go to school to get a degree for it.
As a kid, I was really into geeky stuff. I couldn't think of anything else that I would rather do.
They really provide you with the equipment and the necessary tools in order to advance in a career, especially in communications field.
Well, one thing that really drew me to video production especially is it's just a way to reach people. And as someone who likes to communicate with other people, I felt that mass communication, especially broadcasting, was a tool that I could use.
You get some hands-on experience. They've got good stuff to work with. They really know what they're doing, and they're willing to pass it on.
When our students leave Bossier Parish Community College, they are equipped to get a job immediately, or they can move on to a 4-year degree.
Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning into this week's Netflix and DVD Picks. I'm Sarah Patterson. First up, available on Netflix this week, we have Next Gen, starring the voices of John Krasinski and Jason Sudeikis. A friendship with a top-secret robot turns a lonely girl's life into a thrilling adventure as they take on bullies, evil bots, and a scheming madman. Next up, we have Black Sea, starring Jude Law and Ben Mendelsohn. In order to make some good in his former employees, a submarine captain takes a job with a shadowy backer to search the depths of the Black Sea for a submarine rumored to be loaded with gold. Next up, we have Psychokinesis, starring Rio Young and Park Young-min. After drinking water from a mountain spring, a bank security guard gains telekinetic superpowers, which he must use to save his estranged daughter from an evil construction company as a superhero. Coming out on DVD this week, we're going to suggest to you 2 recent Oscar winners. First up, we have this year's Best Picture Academy Award winner, Green Book, starring Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. Ali receives the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in this film about a working-class Italian-American bouncer becoming the driver of an African-American classical pianist on tour of venues through the 1960s in the American South. Next up, we have The Favorite, starring Academy Award winner Olivia Colman, who won Best Actress for her role as Queen Anne alongside Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz. In early 18th century England, a frail Queen Anne occupies the throne and her close friend Lady Sarah governs the country in her stead. When the new servant Abigail arrives, her charm endears her to Sarah. Last up, we have Clover Hitch Killer, starring Charlie Plummer and Dylan McDermott. The perfect picture family is shattered when the work of a serial killer hits too close to home. Dylan McDermott stars in this chilling portrait of an all-American evil. That's going to do it for this week's Netflix and DVD Picks. I'm Sarah Patterson. Let's get you back to the picture show.
Go. Welcome back to the Picture Show. Once again, I'm Adam Stampley, and this is Sydney Parker, and we're talking about Velvet Buzzsaw.
Yes.
And we were going to start talking about more about the death scenes, because that's definitely the coolest parts.
Yeah,
is
my
their
favorite
deaths.
parts.
So we'll start with Toni Collette's character, Gretchen, who I liked in the beginning because I thought she was a really nice, like cool, like art chick. And then later she becomes more and more greedy, and she becomes kind of rude to the other employers. And I was like, I don't really like that. Yeah. So she died of Redora's art piece that was this giant, like mirrored circle.
I knew right when I saw that sphere in the beginning, I was like, that can't be good.
Yeah, they stick their hands in and they're supposed to feel something. Like they're supposed to get this feeling of, I guess, themselves. And she hated this thing. She thought it was stupid. She was like, why do we have this piece? And so one night she's like about to leave and she's like, this dumb circle. And she sticks her hand in and it pulls her in.
Yeah.
And she can't get out of it. And then it rips her arm off.
Just straight
and then
up.
she falls out of it and she bleeds to death on the floor. And the next day, a field trip of kids come in, and everyone thinks it's a part of this exhibit because, art. And so the kids think nothing of it. They're playing in her blood. They're spreading it around. And then Coco, again,
is the only one that realizes
that she's an actual dead body.
And they didn't even shut the whole building down. They just shut down a wing.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? But
like no respect for the fact that her arm completely came off.
They didn't even care.
And then we had Josefina's character, who we already said we didn't like because she's kind of rude.
I did like when how it like she goes outside of the bar she had, and then the wall goes back. That was really cool.
It was really cool.
And then
it opened up into its own art exhibit.
And how the paint goes up her body.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how she was in the painting, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because it was like, if you didn't see it, you didn't see it.
Right.
It was like very...
It was very in the background.
Yeah.
You had to kind of look for it. And also, I personally didn't like it because I felt like the other kills could be explained as like, oh, he committed suicide or she just got stuck. But hers is like, she's completely disappeared into nothingness.
Yeah.
So what are they going to think about that? Like, that's going to raise some questions. Like, maybe there is a person really doing these things. And then we had Morph's character, Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Morph, who I thought his death was the coolest, and for me, because it's the most scariest one, being chased by this like deformed, falling apart robot.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty scary, because I don't like things chasing me.
It was definitely like, it gave me chills, for sure.
And the way that they're shot too, like the whole movie is shot beautifully. Like the angles that they keep it in and how they pull back and pan until it just all looked very professional.
It was really
even
good.
if the characters and plot were kind of...
It made up for it.
Yeah, it definitely looks very nice.
Yeah.
So I would...
It kind of reminded me of Bird Box a lot.
Yeah, because I guess they only have so much equipment, the Netflix studios, so they probably just reuse the same stuff over and over, and it kind of makes them all look the same.
Looks good, though.
Yeah, they do look good. They look professional.
Yeah.
And then we had Fedora's character, who dies of this tattoo she has on the back of her neck.
Yeah, I wish... Alive. Okay, it shows her very abstract lawn furniture, I guess, almost killing her. I kind of wish she would have died that way, because that thing coming to life in the back of her neck was too far.
That one...
It was...
I didn't think that was a good way. I was like... just let her live.
I do like
she kind of realized at the end, like, their greed was what killed them. And so I was kind of like, oh, she's going to live because she understands it now. But then she ends up dying.
And you know the painting she had that she took down?
Yes. That's exactly what happened to her.
That was cool.
I did like that a lot.
I love her cat.
Her cat was cool. Yeah. Her house was nice.
Yeah, it was.
I loved the scene of her being paranoid that she was about to die at her house, and the storm was brewing, and the thing fell over because it really reminded me of Final Destination.
And how she had to stop the chords on the guitar. Was it a guitar?
Yeah, it kept like blowing through them.
I love that shot of her stopping them.
Yeah.
Freaked me out.
It was really creepy, but I liked Final Destination a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what it really reminded me of at the end of the first one at Claire's house. It was great. So it's currently rated a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. What score would you give it out of 10? 10 being like, this is the best movie ever. 1 being like, don't see it.
I guess I like 6.5. It kept me really interested. Like, it's really hard for me to like stay watching a movie, but I definitely I went through with it.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I think it's a well-deserved 5.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad movie. But it's not a great. It's not as great as I heard Nightcrawler was.
Yeah.
And Kong Skull Island, that's a great
really
movie.
Yeah.
If it was on the same level as that, I would have been like
10.
I would have been 10 for sure, because I love the subject matter of art and how greed.
Yeah, I love how there's not a lot of movies about art.
Yeah.
And we got to, and then it had a twist to it. It wasn't completely boring. I really like that. Yeah.
I thought in the beginning it was going to be kind of like Black Swan, but for art.
Yeah.
Kind of like how that twisted ballet into like insanity. I thought it was going to like twist art into greed and like money. And so I was prepared for like this psycho trip, like into the depth of the mind. And it really kind of wasn't. It was just, a ghost of this Vincent Dyer?
I think so.
It was a weird name. They barely say it in the movie.
I wish it would have showed more of like him. It showed kind of like news clippings of his life, and it was kind of weird.
Him.
Yeah, exactly.
We find out that he killed his dad, and that he went to a hospital where they experimented on him. But other than that, we didn't really get why he did these paintings.
Exactly, why they're coming to life.
Why they haunt the people who want them, like who sell them out. And then you later find out that his last request before dying was to burn all the paintings and to get rid of them. So he, I guess, knew they were evil and didn't do it sooner, or just stop completely. I don't get why maybe they killed him in the process of him trying to get rid of them. Because you don't get a death, like how he died. You just you find him on the floor, and you're like, okay, what happened?
Dead.
So I'm thinking maybe he died, but once again, they don't explain anything in this movie. And so it leaves you lost the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, so when we get back, we're going to talk about our final thoughts and Netflix as a whole. And let's take a look at our Friday Flick Picks.
Interested in the world of security and enjoy technology? How about training for a job that combines both? At Bossier Parish Community College, you can begin a career in network security, earn national credentials and certifications, gain valuable internship experience, and train in the fast-growing field of cyber technology. You'll have a support team, small class size, and hands-on learning. At Bossier Parish Community College, we're nationally recognized as a center of academic excellence in information assurance by the Department of Homeland Security and the National Security Agency. To learn more, call us today.
Good afternoon, moviegoers. I'm Kayla Kennedy, here to bring you the final Friday flick pick of the month. We're going to leave the month of love on a horror note, bringing you Irish Wright and director Lee Cronin's debut feature film, The Hole in the Ground. Trying to escape her broken past, Sarah O'Neill is building a new life on the fringes of a backwood rural town with her young son, Chris. A terrifying encounter with a mysterious neighbor shatters her fragile security, throwing Sarah into a spiraling nightmare of paranoia and mistrust. As she tries to uncover if the disturbing changes in her little boy are connected to an ominous sinkhole buried deep in the forest that borders their home. Let's take a look at the trailer.
There was an old woman who lived in the woods.
You know, when I was your age, I moved town once too. 3, 2, 1.
Down by the river.
Chris, wait! Chris!
Mom?
Never run off me like that again, okay?
There with me, loud knocks come a knocking on the
There's something not right with him lately. I can't put my finger on it, but
down by the
I know.
It's not your boy. She didn't mean him any harm, you know. She was convinced
Of what?
that he was an imposter.
I know I sound crazy, but if it was yours, you would know.
What's wrong with you, Mommy? Mommy, where are you?
It's not your boy. Not your boy.
3,
Not your boy. Not your boy.
2.
Not your boy.
What have you done with him?
1.
I love you, Mommy.
That looks creepy. Well, that's going to do it for Friday Flick Pick. I'm Kayla Kennedy. Let's get you back to the picture show.
Welcome back. Once again, we're reviewing Velvet Buzzsaw, and we were just going to wrap up and talk about kind of our final thoughts about the movie. So what are your final thoughts?
I loved it. It was good. I would definitely recommend it. It wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen, but I really liked the characters. I like what they did with it. I like the premise of it. So yeah, I liked it.
I'm just going to say this again. I didn't like it.
I loved it. I don't know. You're just picky, I think.
I guess I am. I was expecting a lot.
Yeah, it got 64% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's true.
So,
is that certified fresh, or is that?
I don't know.
Oh. Well,
it's good.
I was expecting a lot, and I think if I were to rewatch it now with like lower expectations and standards for it, I think I would like it a bit more.
I went in with no expectations.
I went in thinking this was going to be like, oh my gosh, how did this not win an Oscar? Like, this is going to be great. Yeah. The name is great. The actors are great.
I will say I did expect a lot out of Jake Gyllenhaal. I was surprised that he did a Netflix movie. Mm-hmm. So
I think he gave it a lot. Like,
he definitely carried
really
the film.
Acts.
His acting,
but then everyone else
really
around
good.
him is so bland.
Yeah,
and they just kind of do these one-liners the whole time.
I feel like his characters did good when they were interacting with him.
Mm-hmm. When he's on screen,
other
it's
than
definitely
that, like him and Josephine together were good. Their acting, but when Josephine was by herself, I was like.
When him and Redora together, Renee Russo, she did good too. Toni Collette didn't really have to do much.
Well,
she just
him
had to be
and
mean.
Toni Collette's arguing.
Oh, that was so
off the wall.
great.
That was really good acting.
It was,
especially that scene I don't even remember what it was about, but they're like being real friendly.
Oh, she was leaving and she wanted some of his paintings.
So like 1 second they're like, oh, blah, blah, and then the next they're screaming at each other. I was like, wow.
Just to see like
really
two
good.
like great actors on screen
just
together.
Switch it up
for
so
the first
quick.
time ever.
Amazing.
You're just like, that was probably the best part was watching them go at it. But then it gets killed by these really dumb.
I also wish the ending would have been better. They just all die.
And
then there's
no explanation.
Explanation.
Coco takes the cat.
Yeah.
And drives off. God. She goes back to Michigan.
Coco deserved better. I felt bad she had to go back to Michigan because everybody died.
I would want to get away from all of them. They were evil.
She got the short end of the stick for sure.
She really did.
But I loved it.
So, okay. And what do you think are better, Netflix original movies or the TV shows? I definitely think the TV shows are better than the movies.
For sure. Well, the shows are like getting so good. It's like watching a movie.
They really are. Because you can go back to back. You don't have to wait the next week to see what happens.
And usually it's like hour episodes. So it's like watching a mini movie. And they're so detailed and good. I really like everything that's coming out. I think it's really good.
Okay. Well, thank you all for watching this week's picture show. For Sydney Parker, I'm Adam Stampley. And stay tuned to next week where James Farrar and Bailey Harvey will be reviewing How to Train Your Dragon 3. See you next time.